Hey guys, welcome back to WP Event Manager, and in this video we're gonna talk about the attributes that our event slider shortcode expects and how you can configure them, right? So to get started, we're gonna open our official website and we're gonna go to Help Center, then to our knowledge base, and over here you will find the knowledge base for event slider, and in there you can go to the slider shortcode attributes. So the slider shortcode attributes will work with the both slider, event slider and the past event slider. So I'm going to go ahead and explain them in one go. Okay. And in upcoming videos, I'm going to demonstrate them as well in the website. Okay. So to get started, let's talk about how to add an attribute inside that shortcode itself. So for that, I'm going to copy the featured attribute and let's create a new page over here. And we're going to name it as event slider, and I'm going to switch to text. So the shortcode we require to get started is event slider. So you can find that over here under events and past event slider. So events is for event slider and past events is for past event slider, that we're going to take a look at more in our upcoming videos. And these attributes over here are accepted by both shortcodes. Okay, so we'll get started with the featured shortcode, and I'm going to show you how you can add them into the shortcode, right? So let's type in our shortcode over here, events slider, and we're going to publish this page bare minimum. Okay, so with the shortcode itself, and over here you'll find the slider appearing over here. So this is the default view, as you can see, and by default we have like total 5 events over here, and you can like scroll through them or like slide through them. So this is the interactive slider, but how do you add an attribute? It's pretty simple. You just paste the attribute over here and you type in the value inside it. Okay, so featured attribute, it shows only the featured event on this slider here. Okay, so if you set it to true, it will show only the featured events in this slider, or if you set it to false, it will show only the non-featured events over here. And if you leave the featured attribute out of it, then it will show all the events available in there respecting the limit. Okay, so cancelled, it's the same principle. It expects a boolean value, either true or false, and if you set it to true, it will only show the cancelled event in this slider here, and if you set it to false, it will show only the non-cancelled or active events over here, and if you leave it out, it will show all the events as well. Okay, so then we have event online. This also expects a boolean value, true or false. So if you set it to true, it will only show the online events in the website in that slider, or it will show the offline events in that slider. Okay, you can leave that out as well. It will show all the events no matter it's online or not. Then we have the limit parameter or attribute. So this limits how many events you want to show inside this slider over here. Okay, so by default it's 5. So you can control the number of events being listed over here, and it expects a numeric value that you can type in. Okay, so order by and order, let me explain them in one go. So these are sorting mechanism for this slider over here. Order expects either ascending or descending value. Okay, and order by expects title, ID, name, modified, parent, random, event start date, and featured. Okay, so this will like sort the events, how they will be listed or like sorted over here in this slider itself. Okay, and then we have navigation. So this controls these 2 arrow buttons over here if you wanna like disable them or enable them. So by default is set to true. You can set it to false to disable these slider arrows. And then we have the dots. Okay, so by default it's true as well. It controls the dots over here, you can see. So this navigation dots, you can disable them by using the dots, and if you set it to false, it won't get showed over here. Okay, so then we have infinite. So what happens with infinite is, let's slide down to very last slide, and you will see it will go back to the first slide when the loop is finished. Okay, so that's infinite true by default. If you set it to false, it won't go any farther if we like reach the ending slide, and you can't go backwards if you have the first slide active. Okay, so right now it's infinite true. So if I click here, it will go back to the last slide like that, but when you have infinite on, it won't happen. Okay, and then we have adaptive height. So it's by default true. As you can see over here, the slider height over here is getting adapted by the banner size or the banner height over here. So when you have set it to false, it will have a fixed height for the slider, and it won't adapt itself by the image size over here. Okay, then we have autoplay. By default it's true as well. As you are seeing, the slider autoplays itself, and if you set it to false, it won't autoplay anymore. And then we have autoplay speed. So this controls how fast autoplay action will be played, so that you can modify using autoplay speed. So this expects a millisecond value. So that's all the attributes for our slider shortcode. So this all will work with the event slider shortcode and with the past event slider shortcode as well. So come join me in our next video, where we will take a look at the featured parameter or the attribute in action, and we will have an in-depth demonstration, right? So until next time, I'm Sharad saying goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.